I was at an It Works event and I met this amazing young lady that come all the way from Virginia, about a 6-hour trip just to come toward the Charlotte, North Carolina area to just pour into the whole gymnasium. And I was very excited to meet her. And now we get to work together. And her name is Jessica Rawles. And I can tell you one thing, she is on fire. And for the way she left the room, it was or the gymnasium, it was pretty amazing to hear her excitement and her passion and her vision for where we're all going. And so, Jessica, if you'll come on and share your story and your passion and your vision for what you see for the future. And it was such a pleasure that we got to actually like become brother and sister in a very short period of time. And so, Jessica, come on and share it with the team here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on the call. I'm super excited to speak with you all. As Rusty said, my name is Jessica. I like to go by Jess, but I have been with It Works since April of 24. Prior to joining, well, while joining, I'm a full time mom. I am also a full time worker. In my 9 to 5, I'm a corporate HR regional director. So I support 14 different HR leaders along the East Coast. So it's like having 14 other children. Um, so life is like super busy. But I remember being in a space where I had, in December of 23, I had purchased a new home, and I quickly became in debt. When I purchased this new home, I felt like I had to have everything new bath mats, new silverware, a whole lot of things that I didn't need, but I wanted just because I had the money. Wasn't being smart with what God blessed me with, but I just was like, I want it, I'm getting a new house. Well, got in debt, and I was at a point where I'm pretty sure all of us were at some point where we felt like we needed more. And we needed something to change. We needed a money tree to grow in the backyard and just be like, Lord, just make it shake so that way I can have some more money. And I remember laying in bed and like scrolling, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna fix this? Like, how am I gonna rebuild my savings account? How am I gonna pay off these credit cards? And I remember coming across the post from Tiara, and from there it just was history. She literally was like, Jess, I just want you to trust me. I want you to lock in with me. I went diamond in a year. I'm going to teach you how to do it in 6 months. And literally in 6 months, I went diamond. So ever since then, it just has been amazing. Just meeting different people, the culture of It Works is unmatched. To work for a company where people know your name, they know your heart. It's absolutely beautiful. So yeah. Oh no.
We can't hear you.
Oh
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Um, where you see us going in 2026 between now and the end of next year, Jess?
She's stuck.
Oh, she froze up. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll give her a minute to get unstuck. Wait a minute. Oh, not her. Oh my goodness. It gets like that with all this new technology and stuff.
It says that she is rejoining.
Okay, good. We'll give it a few seconds. Okay, while we're waiting on her to come back, Rachel, let's go ahead with your part of the show here tonight. and we'll bring her right back in after you.
Fantastic. Um, while she's trying to come back in, I want to know, what have y'all even thought about might be possible for 2026? What are your dreams? Where do you see?
Also, if your name is saved as Zoom user, iPhone, Motorola, I see a few people in the chat with those names. If you could simply edit your name to your actual name so we know who's here, that's great. Also, if you're able to turn your cameras on, are you 100% required to? Absolutely not. However, you are going to best learn by connecting wholeheartedly. And also, we are able to connect with you in
Okay. I saw Jessica was back, but now I think she's not. Okay. So while she's still trying, who has a goal for 2026? Wonderful. Anyone else? Fantastic. I see Jessica's back, so we'll go ahead and turn it back over to you and Jessica while this is available.
I
Okay,
am
good.
so sorry. My internet is so spotty and it just kicked me out. I don't know what all you heard, but I hope you heard some of my story.
We heard everything, and then all of a sudden you just went blank. So, what is your projection for 2026? I mean, you were sharing your visions over in Charlotte, and it's very exciting. So, where do you see you going in 2026?
2026. Well, first, my goal is always help my team first. I know, of course, with us leading with a servant heart, by helping my team and keeping that at the forefront, naturally, I will, promote. My goal is to go double in 2026 and just expand and grow the team.
Fantastic. Um, based off of what we did over Based off of what we did over on Charlotte, I saw that when you did the Fat Fighter demonstration, you got lots of people's attention. I think we need to go back to the basics of showing people how that stuff works. And it was totally phenomenal. You had everybody's attention. And the big part is when you wrap the ladies and they saw the visible results and you had a girl counting it down, that got everybody's attention. So let me ask you, what do you think about we built this company to start with. I'm going into 25 years full time. Wrap parties. The wrap is what we led with, and now we have so many amazing products, but nothing ever trumps nor beats the wrap because
Mhm.
the instant gratification without changing lifestyle within a very short order, that got everybody's attention. So you want to elaborate on that one, Jessica?
Yeah, so my thing is, and I don't know if anyone agrees or if anyone's like me, seeing is believing. We talk to people and we have conversations about the products and we tell them what they do, but people, just like you said, Rusty, they want that instant gratification. They want to see instant results. They get a 30-day drop system and they want to lose 30 pounds by week two. Well, we know that if we can at least get people in the room and they can see that there is at least one product. They don't need to see all, but they can at least see the wraps and see someone's shape contour within 45 minutes and just drinking water, or do the fat fighters demonstration and literally demonstrate what someone's stomach looks like, what's in their stomach, and how the fat fighters can pull the fat. I mean, from there, it's history. Then you're like, okay, well, I need that stuff too. I need that. Yeah, add that too, because if that worked, then everything else is going to work.
So would it be fair to say we need to really? I'm going to challenge everybody right now. So you're going to get your wraps for free with a $75 order, I believe it is. I challenge every one of you, go get your favorite product, get the free wraps. Every 3 days, take that bag of wraps, which will be 3 in it, and create your own before and afters with it. That's how we built a multi-billion-dollar brand here. It's based around the applicator. And when you start to see those results, that's what everybody wants. Just like she said, drop 30 pounds in 2 weeks. That's what everybody wants. And quite naturally, that's not going to happen. And if it does happen, you're going to be very sick, number one. But when you can tight, tone, and firm through natural lipolysis, that's what the wrap does. It has the ability to penetrate your skin through your hair follicles, goes into your adipose fat layer. It creates the lipolysis. Anybody know what lipolysis is? Lipolysis is exactly what happens when you exercise. Your body starts to burn the fat. And so this helps you burn the fat. It opens up the trap door of the fat cell, leaches the fat out. You'll see your urine become darker in color, might have a stronger odor to it. That is burnt fat because of the applicator. And then the defining gel is something you can use every day, and it tight, tones, and firms. It won't hurt you to use the applicator every day, but you don't need it. You'll be wasting it. And so if you do it every 3 days, and my daughter told me today that she challenged me, my oldest little girl, she's 34. She said, Daddy, I want you, Mama, me, and my sister to every 3 days and between now and Christmas to do 12 wraps. I said, I'm in. Let's do it. And create a family of success stories, a family that grows together, explodes together. And that's what I want to challenge every one of you to do tonight. Now that you have a chance to do it for free and still get your favorite products or whatever it is you're going to use, I want you to see the value in taking care of your physical well-being. And even with the applicator, it actually starts from the inside out is when you put it on. And you can put it anywhere you want to work, your arms, your chin, your butt, your legs, your tummy, your sides, your back, wherever. And I would suggest doing the wraps at the same place for the next 12 days just to make a big impact and take your before and afters. And if you feel good at showing it to other people, but I can tell you, and also you guys, wraps work for us guys too, not just you ladies. And that's a product I made fun of over 25 years ago. And I didn't realize it was going to help us become independently wealthy and grow $1 billion brand because of a little wrap where the ladies get together and have the little parties. But one thing it creates with the applicator is it creates an unconscious lifestyle change. It creates a discipline you don't even realize you had because you saw the instant gratification without changing lifestyle. So, Jess, what in the room there when you took the ladies, the one that stood in front of the crowd, and you took off her applicator, what was the consensus of the girls in the room?
They were like, "Whoa, I can see it already. Oh my goodness, look at that." I mean, and instantly you can tell. I had one young lady that even I can even tell. I can see her skin. It just is you can tell the difference in how it looks more firm immediately. So just the excitement alone was it just was contagious. And another thing I wanted to add really quick to that is it's the holidays, you guys, and a lot of people are going to be getting together with their families. Take some wraps with you and wrap someone. And some people want to play games during the holidays. Tell them you can do a magic trick and wrap someone. And I guarantee you there will not be anyone that leaves out of your living room or wherever you are gathering at as a family and without saying, I want those wraps. I need those.
Absolutely. The beautiful part about the applicator, well, one, it works now, but it creates desire, but also it creates people telling everybody about it. That's what happened when I was making fun of it. My wife had the first wrap party at my home with the 27 ladies. I actually made fun of it, and I didn't realize that was going to give me my freedom away from corporate America. But I'm challenging Kevin and all the rest of us guys. Let's do it too. Because once you create that story, you cannot shut your mouth about what happened to you. And then you can flip out your before and afters. And that creates a desire to want to get healthy. So the one thing that I can understand, that I can tell you from firsthand, you've got to take care of you. And the better you like what you see in the mirror, the more committed you get to you. And if you're not committed to that, you might have some temporary commitments, but they are going to be temporary. But it's one thing this applicator's never done. In 25 years, it ain't let us down.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jess, I want to ask you a question. So you said double diamond,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask everybody this right now because I'm going to give you a plan of action at the end of the Zoom. What will you vote yourself? The raise you're going to vote you. What will your raise be? And in the banking business, I've been talking to my banker buddies. We're all still buddies from way back yonder. We'd get about this time of year, and we would sit down and we would vote ourselves a raise. And but now we had to put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just too simple not to get it done. So in the chat, you got to commit and be verbal with what your goals are. In the chat, what kind of dollar amount will you vote yourself the raise for you and your family by the end of 26? Go ahead and put it in there. Don't be scared. Just don't be scared. Come on. What would be a life-changing amount of money? And I'm going to tell you how to get there. That would actually change your life, but change some other people's lives as well. Wow. I love it. I love it, Rachel. Absolutely. 113. Yeah. I just voted myself a $1.5 million raise for next year. My wife and I sit down. And we'll tell you how to get there. But Rachel, I want you to go ahead, and then at the end of it, I'm gonna give you a specific finite plan of action as how we did it at the bank.
Fantastic. All right. So all of you guys are putting in your goals, and I love seeing that you have them and that you're working towards them and that you're committed to them already. Because if you aren't putting a goal down on paper and trying to get there, then you're never going to get to where you're trying to go. I don't know that it will actually happen. Do I know that it can? Yes. Do I know that every one of us will work for it? Absolutely not. But what I do know is if you do not put that number down, if you do not put some kind of goal down, it's going to be like shooting an arrow at a target that doesn't exist. It's never going to hit the target because you never set the target to hit. So you can't. You can only go in the direction and actually shoot the arrow at what you aim at. But if you're not aiming at anything, then you're just mindly holding an arrow, like swiveling it around, going, I think I'm doing a lot of work and I'm trying really hard and I think it's working, but it never actually leaves the bow. So how many of you have ever been out shooting, or I've never been like with a bow and arrow, right? I've been with the shotgun, but I've never been with the bow and arrow. So how many of you have ever been out shooting, any kind of target practice or hunting or anything like that? Okay. I know Rusty has. I know a few of us have. Yes, perfect, Celeste. Wonderful. Okay, so have you ever like pointed the shotgun or the bow and arrow or whatever it is you have at the target, but you never knew what target you were trying to hit? So they said, hit it. And you were like, hit what? And they're like, hit it. And you're like, but hit what? That's what like going into 2026 or any other phase of your life is like. It's like going in there without anything to hit because you don't know what goal you're going after. And your mind can't work like that. Your mind has to have a target. I know we talk does. One of those things is we have to have a target to hit at. And it helps us when we wake up in the morning. All of a sudden, we're not sluggish and zoning out and looking for dopamine. We already have the dopamine that we need to get up and get going because we already have the target set. And so our brain already has a focus that it can focus on. And I don't want to beat you guys up a whole lot with that. I simply want a part of what I wanted to talk about this week was that y'all get together and decide what you want for your goal, what you want on your dream board, because I would like for next week to us to all have our dream boards done. It doesn't have to be anything specific. It doesn't have to be woohoo. I know Rusty called it a vision board, and it's the same thing. It doesn't matter what you call it. The fact is, this is your idea for your brain to latch onto and to say, let's go. Because our brain can't find a solution without knowing what solution it's working for. And that's pretty much all I had. I just wanted to kind of go in that direction so that you guys can be thinking about where you want to go, what you want to put on that vision board or that dream board, that plan of action, because you need to be working 2026 now. Because if you wait until 2026, then your brain is already trying to play catch up and you feel like you're behind. Why do we feel overwhelmed and like we're behind? Because we're not planning ahead. So if we plan now for what's coming, then you won't feel like you're playing catch up.
Awesome. Okay. You put your goals in. I think I saw the highest number is 115,000. And so that's a triple diamond. So I want you to take the 115 or whatever your number is, get your calculator out. And I want you to take that number, I want you to divide that by 52. And then I want you to divide that by 7. And say, one thing you have to understand, we want to get to what you need to do every single day to make this happen. And you got to be like Jess said, we got to be great servants to other people. And another thing you have to understand, when you're helping people succeed, compound kicks in. You can call it compound interest, but I like to call it compound time. My time compounds through serving other people. And once you hit diamond or better, you're going to get a coding money. If you hit diamond right now, let's say you hit diamond between now and how hard is it to hit diamond? I don't know. I did it in 8 days, 25 years ago. I went double in 28 days. Built a team of 635 people in one 28-day span. Now, my story is I walked away from a $1.2 million a year job, and I was very poor, my wife and I. And when I walked away from it, I felt like in my heart, if I could do it for them, I could do it for me. Just whatever I was doing. I was the one going to put the work in, so I had to really work really hard, because if not, I thought my wife was going to try to collect the insurance. This is just simple mathematics. And it starts with you developing your story. And you find 3 people that you want to help them develop their stories. And you become professional shares people, but you know what you need to do every single day in order for your time through the success of other people to compound forward. This is not about you. See, honesty matters. And we're talking about growing your character. And humility by serving other people is how you win big. If you're very humble and you put yourself into service of other people, you're going to help them get there. Find out what they want. And then we go get it as a team. But we really know what we need to do every single day. If you're posting, or if you're making phone calls, or if you're rapping other people, I'm going to promise you, the rap's going to be a big deal in my family's life and in my number one teams. We're going to be slapping and rapping. And because that seeing is believing, but also you can feel it. And based off of what Jess did on Saturday with that, and the Fat Fighters, every human on this that we know needs to have that particular product in your arsenal. And I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to enjoy the holidays. I've had some major success getting my health in line. It's taken a while, but I'm still going to enjoy the holidays with my family and people we have flying in from other countries, that family members that are missionaries that's going to be here during the holidays. And I'm just going to enjoy it. But now I can, with the adverse side effects. Number 1, I have the Fat Fighters. Number 2, I have an applicator. Number 3, I have the Defonin gel. I would smear that stuff all over me from head to toe every day. And the anti-inflammatories and the Defonin gel helps with those hurting muscles for you guys that are exercising. But I want you to get to the point where you see the value of who you are, but the value of your time. And when you start to do a year ahead for this is what I want, I'm going to promise you the compound kicks in by you helping other people hit the small goals. and we help them help the people hit the small goals. You know what's going to happen? When we show up, your business will show out because it's building your integrity, but you're going to honor your word with the simple mathematics of what you need to do every day. And it's just a simple deal. Everybody here, for what I see on the numbers, is just triple diamond. You know how many people that is? 59. 59 people, a team effort of 59 people helping people hit the diamond. But the first thing you want to do is get a qualified leg, get your story started, become executive. There's bonuses on every bit of that. Help your two legs that you just started do the same thing. It's in the duplicatable process, but be there to support your team, but putting the value on your time by being in action. And actually, I like to call the board an action board. And therefore, we know what we need to do and who we're going to work with every single day. And once you do that, if you're going to set aside an hour a day, 2 hours a day, or whatever, a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening, write your action board down exactly what you're going to get done today. So you don't get it done where it looks profitable. You're still in action and you're helping other people. But the one reason I love the applicator, it's going to get people talking. All the other products, there's nothing else to touch the 30-day drop caffeine free. I've lost 172 in the last 18 months. It's over. I don't need to lose nothing else. I'm going to start into gaining weight now, powerlifting back again. And I love all that stuff. But the applicator is going to get people talking. The more positive talk you get about the results you're getting, the more excited people get. And now that we can get it for free, I'm challenging everybody here. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to take the wrap challenge between now and the end of this month. That you get the free, got you getting the wraps for free. And I'm going to make probably 3 or 4 different orders tomorrow just to get 3 or 4 free bags of wraps. And I told my wife, I I'm getting mine for free. He said, well, how do you do that? Well, I'm going to buy some stuff I need and I like to use. I'm going to have it on hand, like the Timeless and all the other stuff. Get all these wrinkles. They're almost gone, Kevin. And Kevin and I are the same age. We're the 2 oldest guys here. If guys our age can do it, so can you. But I want to get real serious about your dreams, your visions, your goals, and what you wrote down. I want you to get serious about what your goals are, and I want you to hit it. I'm going to bet you one thing. When you do the division of the 1 year, divide 52 into the amount of money you put there, I guarantee your income will triple what you put down because you're going to create momentum and you're going to be site specific on what you need to get done. And then that starts to compound forward. And once compound kicks in, I had Dr. Burns on here a few weeks ago. And once you hit diamond, the momentum at diamond can create you about a momentum bonus, about $300,000 a year. That's very true. Very doable by everybody on here. And once that happens, you're going to continue to grow up the ladder. But you get, how do you grow up the ladder? You get in harness, get excited with your people, give them a finite plan of action of what we need to do every day. And it's the simple things that you get done every single day that compounds your week. It compounds your 2 weeks. It compounds your month. It compounds your quarter. It compounds the rest of the year. And once you get into this momentum, I promise you, you're going to say, wow, why did I make this so hard? Why did I make it so hard? This is really relatively very easy. I don't care what they're saying online and you got to have the system. That's for people that are scared to get told no. That's the people that are scared to build the relationships. I don't need a system. My system has worked for 25 years. And I can't find none of those other people that's saying you buy my system for $500 or $600 or $800 and I'll just do this for $300 a month for you. No, I'm going to build my business because here's why. Every one of you are building a brand. You are your own personal brand of your business. That's where you start to build your integrity. And the darkest moments is when you compromise your integrity. That means you're not living up to your daily action board and you're not honoring your word through helping other people succeed. And you know what? All you're doing is lending them your hope and then you're executing that plan. And I'm going to tell you one thing, the applicator, I don't care, 8 to 80, crippled, blind, crazy, 200 pounds, 100 pounds, 500 pounds. That product works. You can feel that product. And when you start to see the visible results and you start to look in the mirror, just like the lady did, she was turning side to side and getting the pictures over in Charlotte. And the look on her face was a total phenomenal. A look on her face, the excitement, I can feel it. And everybody else could see it. That's what people are after right now, is instant gratification without changing lifestyle. Like Jess said, if you could lose 30 pounds on a 30-day drop in 2 weeks, that's what people want. This right here, what I saw in the 7 months I monitored this from the ladies at my home. When I talked to Mark the next morning, he said, "You coming with me?" I said, "No, if I ever come, when I get ready, I'm all in." But the reason I got all in is I knew this was going to be big. The applicator is still the biggest thing on the earth because nobody else has got it. But I saw the conscious lifestyle these ladies started to take. All 27 of them. I documented everything they did every time they'd come back to my home. We're not in the business. We had to call some other girl to bring the wraps over, and they'd re-wrap them, and they would buy more wraps. And so here's what a wrap party of 8 people will get you. If you started doing wrap parties, you'll make about $494 every 2 hours in a wrap party. That's pretty good profit, isn't it? Everybody wraps. Now that I'm charging $30 to wrap. So what's 30 times 8? It's 240. I know that 6 or 7 out of 6 out of the 8 will become your customers. So that's, you got ready to complete 2 4-in-1s. I know that 1 will become a rep. With your Fast Start program, your wrap cash, and then about a week later, the one that don't do nothing, they normally come in as a rep. So that's 2 4-in-1s completed within a couple of weeks. How much money are you going to make there? That's another $300. Is that correct? And with your commissions, you're going to make over $500 per 2 hours of wrap party. That's about $250 an hour. Does anybody here make $250 an hour on what you're doing other than Kevin? You don't? Are you willing to commit that at least a couple times a week? That's pretty good money. So once you do that and you start helping the other ones get that done, the momentum kicks in. The next thing you know, you'll run past double, you'll hit triple, you're on your way to presidential, and now you're headed to the Millionaires Club. But it starts with surfing other people, find the people that want to do it. But this applicator is the one thing we've missed for several years. But on Saturday, I watched the room. And Jess, when I was looking at my phone, I was actually taking notes of each person there, the excitement that it created, amongst all those ladies there in the gymnasium. And if you really want to go back and build a solid business, we have zero competition. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to be very bold. I've never looked at another company as any competition. You know why? Can't find nobody that's been there for 25 years, and I can't find the massive before and afters that I personally got. And I'm not saying I'm the greatest guy out there. I just refuse to quit till I win. And the loyalty and integrity. And, if people, they do whatever, they're like coyotes. They want to leave and they get the upfront money and drag you with them. And it's about the money for them. For me, it's not about the money. Do I do good? Yes. Very good. It's not about the money. And it's about how can I make a difference in that person's life, and how will that person talk about my brand. Me, Rusty, is the personal brand that introduced him to this. And you don't do this by running your mouth. You do this by being in action. And once you get into action, you can show your own before and afters. It's not about the money. It's how much can I help you make? How can I help you become successful? And the law of reciprocity states, you know what it states? If I come into your life and I help make something of consequence happen, it just reciprocates back into my life. You will always be blessed in direct proportion for the quality of efforts expended. And if you're going to put your name on a brand, how many people is wearing somebody else's brand? I'm wearing Carhartt. Carhartt's my favorite. See, that's somebody's last name we're wearing, except I own a lot of stock in this company or I wouldn't be wearing the clothes. And so every time I buy it, I feel like I make money. And so the beautiful part, what brand are you wearing? Whose last name are you wearing? So what I want to do is we've created a plan of action. You're working on your last name. And your people are getting paid like right now. And the results are right now. And the more that compounds forward, people make money a lot of different ways. But every time you bring a new rep in and you help them become successful, that creates you a new stream of income. But they have to get paid before we do. It's like owning a massive amount of apartment complexes. The bigger your team gets, the more complexes you own. The more that person makes, the more you make. That's how you stay in business for 25 years. And you get paid now. You get the weekly fast starts, you get the momentum bonuses, and then you get those monster commissions. And you know what? You show me something better than this, and I'll buy it. If I can't buy it, I'll call Mark, and then we will buy it. There's nothing out there that I can see that I can wrap my mind around that's got the longevity we've got that's any better than this. And we're going into, there's things going to happen the second of this year coming. It's going to change the trajectory of this entire industry. We ain't playing. And we're coming after this. But if you're willing to go to work, if you're willing to put 10 hours a week into this, hour and a half a day, you're willing to create your own story with the applicators and the other stuff that Kevin and I both got very healthy on. And we're exactly the same age. I'm just about 30 days older than him. And if guys our age can get it done, anything else is just nothing but a mere excuse. You have a product that gives magic right now. And if you follow it up with the other stuff we have, in 1 year, they won't even recognize who you are physically or financially. And so that's called creating generational legacy. That's called legendary. And when you get in and put the work in, and this ain't really work, it's just kind of like having fun. When you really put it in there, you know what happens? You become legendary. How many people could you help right now by just sharing a simple applicator with them that will change the trajectory for the future of their children, their grandkids? How do I know this will happen? Because they've done it for us. 25 years later, we still here grabbing and growling. And I'm more excited today about helping people get your physical well-being in line. Your financial well-being will always follow the physical well-being. If you're not willing to work on your physical well-being, you're going to always be broke. You'll always just barely make it. You'll barely survive. You'll have bought into the system. And I don't care what the rest of them are saying online. And I had a guy to call me today about trying to sell me a system. It does it automatically for me. I said, well, I'll tell you what. You prove to me it works. You go ahead and just join with me. Prove to me it works. And I'll bring you about 1,000 people within a month that will get your system. You prove to me it works first. Well, that ain't kind of the way it works. I said, I didn't think it did. That's why I've been here 25 years, and you've already admitted you've been in 4 different things. I'm not trying to knock your system. I hope you make millions of dollars. Well, without integrity, you won't. I don't care what you're doing. You'll be like a Jack and Jill of all trades. You'll be doing 50, 11 different things and ain't successful at nothing. And here, every major brand out there that really grew to the next level is people got in and they harnessed it and they sucked it up and they fought right through the hard to get stronger, to build their brand even stronger. And the brand is you, your last name. So think about this right now. On your action board, put your last name. Soon, people will be wearing your tennis shoes, your last name. Not Jordan's, but Rawles or Sizemore's. They'll be wearing your coats or your handbags. Everything you ladies do, and us guys too, somebody else's last name that refused to quit, that got 100% all in. And when you get 100% all in, what if those people had an applicator like we got? Holy Jesus, it works now. And 1 hour from now, you've changed somebody's life. You got people excited. The one lady in Charlotte was excited, but it was the other ladies wrapped around her just couldn't believe it. They were excited too to get the wrap and get it on because they saw what? Instant gratification without changing lifestyle. There's absolutely no way that you cannot become anything you want to become in the next year. You can become a monster by the end of the month. I don't care if it's Christmas. Yeah, I know I've been here in the 25. This will be the 25th Christmas. And when you give people what they're looking for, the right now stuff, they will stop their scroll and they'll get on social media and they'll call all their buddies and tell them about what just happened. You ain't going to believe the results. And when you get people talking about you, your personal brand, because you're the one that showed up and done it, You got to see Kevin. You got to see Jess. You got to see Rachel. Oh my God, you ain't gonna believe this thing they got. They tell everybody they know, because anything that happens to you good, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pick up the phone and you're gonna tell everybody you know. And then some of you are gonna hit the social media, you're gonna tell everybody you know. But I'll bet you the people you care about most, you pick up the phone and you'll call them. Is this true? Put a 2 in the chat if something major happened right now and it was really great. How many of you know at least 5 or 10 people you will call right now? That's what I thought. You tell me what's better than the applicator to get you physical results right now, and why aren't you calling people to let them know? And all they have to do, try it one time. And the big deal for Robin, is some days we would do 3 wrap parties a day, like on a Saturday and a Sunday, because we were full into it. If you have at least 8 people that buy the wrap from us, we're gonna wrap you for free. How many people do you know that love the free? Everybody wants something for nothing, but if they get the 8 people that buy the wraps, and it's really cool now. I used to put a big jar on the table, and they would hand us the $20, and we would drop it in a jar. And those girls, I know how you girls are. Y'all would be looking at the wrap, and you listen to us talk, and we would talk 15 minutes, we're done. But your eyes would always go back to that jar, that cash. If you knew how many times I watched the cash, you could almost tell who wanted to get in the business with you. And because that's right now cash, as you pull it out and you started counting and you fold it up and stuck it in your pocket, that's your money. Everybody, you're creating a solution for a right now problem, not with just the applicator, but with the cash. And then the next thing I would ask them, if you could get the next wrap for free, how many of you are willing to host a party just like this at your house? Me and Robin stayed booked for years. As hard as we could go. And that created a lifestyle that we get to live now 25 years later. And I'm not knocking anything I've heard or seen. I wish everybody will. But ain't nobody got what we got. They don't have the before and afters. They don't have the longevity. And they don't have a product that works right now where you can see visible results. So let's do the math one more time. Take your number. And if your number that you put in, you don't have to put it back in. If it was too low, based off of what you heard, and divide that by 52, and divide that by 7, and then pick up the phone and call 5 or 10 of your buddies and tell them what you got, what you're fixing to do, and it works right now. And it only costs $30. And I went through a coffee drive-thru with my daughter and my wife the other day. It was $40. Ain't that something? And it wasn't none of our coffee. It was just some macchiato, whatever my daughter. There's a weird name for that stuff. I said, that sounds dangerous. I ain't drinking that. Just give me some hot black coffee. I don't like nothing in my coffee. But anyway, anybody got any questions? So let me ask you one more. Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to go to work and realize your goals. Start now. And you're going to realize them in 26. And I'll bet you everything that we talked about tonight, every number y'all put up there, with like it is now without the enhancements, before we break for summer, you'll already have hit those goals. Every dollar. And I'm going to bet most of you are going to double it if you're willing to put the work in. Can't nobody... When you start rapping, hey, I drove to Missouri one time. Some people I met in Tennessee. They said, yeah, come up here. We'll do the rap party. Set the date down. I took off 17-hour trip across the Mississippi River all the way to Missouri. I get there and it was a no-show. I was mad as 40 hells. The guy wouldn't come to the door. I could see him now. He probably had his children in the closet with his hand. He said, that crazy man, come over here. Shh, don't say nothing. So I went to this little Greasy Spoon restaurant, got me something to eat, and I was mad as 40 hells. And they had this little bitty hotel, like you open the door and just fall into the bed. It was a little bitty. And this older guy said, you ain't from around here, are you? Is it a restaurant? I said, no, sir. He said, you look like you mad as fire. I said, it's worse than that. I told him exactly what happened. He said, can you stay till tomorrow? I said, I'm leaving about 4 a.m. in the morning. He said, if you can stay to 8 o'clock, I'll fill this room up. I said, don't you lie to me. I said, I carry a 45, right? Semi-automatic, 14 shot. I said, see your little SO station? That's back when they had SO. I think it's Excellence now, isn't it, Kevin? I said, I'll go over there and I'll hook them hoses together and start running. And as I leave town, I'm going to shoot and blow this whole place up. Now, this old farmer guy's laughing his butt off. I promise to God, the next morning when I walked in that little Greasy Spoon restaurant, people are lined around the wall. That become one of my biggest legs in my third year of It Works Global. All because one guy said no. And guess what he did a week later? He called me and said, I'm sorry, I missed you. I said, no, you're not. He said, I see you've put them people in. I said, uh-huh. He said, I'm ready to get in. You going to put them under me? I said, uh-uh. Not a chance. Ain't happening. So when we create unity and togetherness, there's absolutely nothing that can stop you. Because do you know why? The applicator is going to create the same story. It might be a different result, but the story is the same. You can't mess that one up because ain't nobody else got it. It's instant gratification without changing lifestyle, and it works right now. In 45 minutes, you're going to see the results. I don't care what kind of problems you thought you had with people, slap the wrap on their butts, and they're going to want your 30-day drop and your fat fighters and all the other stuff to go with it, because it is a trigger mechanism that they saw it, they can feel it. And 3 days later, they can see it. So what we tell normally at those wrap parties, I said, now you ladies have to be real careful. So in the morning when you get out of bed, now that you've used it this time of night, be careful. Because as soon as you get out of bed, you stand up, your underwear falls off. So be careful because you're going to reduce so much. Anyway, we've always kept things humorous. And I can tell you, that's the way of the future for right now because we have no competition. And I want everybody here to hit whatever your goals are. I want you to hit that and more. And see, once that more comes, the compound kicks in. And then the next year, your income will double again. And it starts to double again because your team is growing and you're helping them grow to the next level. And the more you help somebody else grow, that law of reciprocity it's God's law. You cannot give God. And once it kicks in, you know what's going to happen? He's going to bless you beyond the wildest dream you've ever had. It's going to be there. And right now, I'm getting one order of Skinny Brew coffee, free wraps. I'm getting some Timeless on another order, free wraps. Everything I'm going to do to this body here between now and the end of the year, I'm going to be wrapping me for free. I kind of liked it 18 days or 12 days of Christmas, whatever they kicked out there. I'm gonna maximize this opportunity. Does anybody have any questions or anything to add?
I just wanted to add one thing. When you were talking about the raps, and it just triggered me to think about when Jess Satterley at the last conference was talking about keeping the main thing, and going back to the basics. And the rap parties. The rap parties, I remember going to a rap party before I even was a distributor with It Works. And I remember the excitement in the room, which is why I'm like, we have to duplicate that. Seeing is believing. Get people in a room. That is going to be a goal of mine between now and the end of the year, and also going into 2026. Get people in the room, and at minimum, do the raps. Because if you can at least do that, there will be more that will follow that. 30-day drop systems, Timeless, Firm, Defining Jail, Fat Fighters, all of those things. But at least get people in the room so they can see. Once they see it, they will believe it. They will become customers, they will become distributors, and the rest is history from there.
Yeah, they'll become your biggest advertising agents.
Yep.
And they're going to tell everybody they know, just like the ladies in Charlotte. Man, you couldn't get them to be quiet for nothing. They was excited about what they saw, and then you did the demonstration of the Fat Fighter. My goodness. It's like, keep the main thing, stick to the basics. And you don't even have to talk about the money. The money will be there. It will always be there. When you put the right efforts in and you add the right value to other people, they're going to do the talking. The money will always be there. There again, it's the law of reciprocity. Anybody got anything else to add?
I did want to answer Saran. Is that how you pronounce your name? Okay. Um, the easiest way to answer your question is don't overthink doing the parties. The hardest part is getting people on a piece of paper with a list and reaching out to them. Once you get them in the room, have fun. Be you. There is no other company that you are ever going to work at or that you currently work at right now where you can bring your full personality, your full excitement to that room when doing the parties. You only need a few things. You need the wraps, you need some saran wrap, and water. That's it. And a phone or a timer and set it for 45 minutes. During that 45 minutes, you can talk about other products. And before you know it, that timer is going off. You unwrap. Very, very important though. Make sure you take a before picture before you wrap them. And make sure you do an after picture. Um, you only need, I don't do a lot of free wraps. I typically, if I do a party, one person I will wrap for free, just as a demonstration. And you only need one pack of wraps. That's it, with using one wrap. So, and if anyone else wants to from there, then you can charge them the $30. But just have fun with it, and be you. That's the best thing that I can tell you.
Yeah. Also now with Cash App and Venmo and all the other stuff, when people are you coming, you want to wrap? Yes. Um, $30. Go ahead and here's my Cash App. Boom. They send it right over. They've already paid, so they're going to be there. And if they want to bring it, yeah, you need to buy the wraps up front. I normally have back then we would have 20 wraps on it. Once my wife did a wrap party for after school teachers. She wrapped 63 people. Oh yeah, it took a long time. But the stacks of $20 bills, it looked like we was in a drug house. Or we were gambling. This is stacks of 20, stacks of 20. And always looking at that money, and I'm putting it off in a briefcase, and they looking. I said, yeah, this is the kind of money you can make. You can't even make this kind of money illegal. And I always make a joke out of everything. And bottom line is, it's so amazing. So you are a business person. You want to have, and that's why you when you set it up front, they cash app you or whatever. Now, I still like to have cash where I can drop it in that jar. Just put your $20 in the jar, and I walk around and put it in the jar, and then I hand them a wrap for every. Well, back then, now it's going to be 30. And this is your business, and when people see the results, they don't care about the $30. And if some of them are going to want to buy something to go home with, and that's where you show them how that they can become either a preferred customer, or they can get in business and make the wrap cash too. I ain't ever met a woman yet. I ain't got nothing but sisters, daughters, a granddaughter, and a wife. I ain't ever, even my granddaughter's 3 years old. She says, Papa, I need some money. She always sticking her hand in my pocket. She wants some cash. And the beautiful thing is so much you ladies can do with the cash if you got kids and you just the right now cash. And that cash can make pay for all the gas and the groceries. There's so much that people can do with it because it's right now. And so that's exciting to see people that can start to excel. And when you get really excited about where you're going and you really step into that vision, you get really committed to it. Absolutely nothing can stop you, but I'll bet you'll build teams quicker than you've ever built them. They're going to be bigger than you've ever built them. And you're going to get 2 or 3 crazy people, kind of like us. And I don't have an upline. It's just Mark. And Mark's not a really good upline. He's a great owner. But you just go after it. And once you go after it, bottom line, you're going to find some people who want to go with you. And next thing you know, you're going to be walking into rooms. There'll be 500, 800 people in a hotel room. And it gets to be crazy big at that point. But that's how we started. And that's how we're going to do it now. Because now we're going to shut the noise out. And because we have no competition. And now that you shut the noise out, and you're going to help some people make $400 or $500, $1,000, a couple $1,000s a month, you're going to break more diamonds than you've broken in the history of the company. It's going to happen relatively quick. And once you start to do that, you just focus on them. And then one morning you go in to check your genealogy, and you're like, oh, well, what in the world just happened here? And then you've got that leadership that's taken off. And what you've done, you're there to support them, but you've helped build the confidence. because you'll build confidence off the rap parties. You'll build confidence off the rap because why? It works right now. And if it works right now in 3 days, what do you think they're going to do? Again, another rap. All right, guys. Anybody else got anything before we go? All right, guys. I love you. You matter to me. And until tomorrow, make this the best evening you've ever had. But don't go to bed without your action plan. Every night before I go to bed, I create right here a priority plan of action for how I'm going to live my life tomorrow. That keeps me off of somebody else's plan, and you can never dim my time. I'm in control of this time. It's mine. God gave it to me, not some boss man. If you're not working on your dreams, you're going to be working for somebody else's dreams. Y'all have a good evening. If you need anything, you got my number. Let's go to work and let's put this whole dang thing in shock. All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night.